class. My name is Rockies Littles, and today I'm presenting um, my organization called StrideWell Health. It's a fictitious company that I created, online e-commerce platform that focuses on making it easier for the delivery of mobility aids, such as which are considered rolling walkers, rollators, anything that the patient uses to move around at home. Um, this platform makes it easier and more accessible for healthcare consumers to get their hands on. There are not many. I noticed a gap in medical device stores. One significant gap in those stores is that there's not much of an online presence. You have to physically walk in the store, get measured, get fitted for the proper equipment. But this platform will allow the consumers to purchase and get their medical equipment online. It also offers some telehealth services. Again, right now you have to physically walk in the medical supply store in order to get fitted for things like a wheelchair or a walker or a cane, things like that. But with this platform and the telehealth services that it provides, you can actually do this over the air. Over the internet. So we're gonna talk about that, but we'll get down to, in the coming slides, we'll get down to roles and responsibilities within the organization, organizational structure, and the organizational chart. And you see here, this is the organizational chart. So what you'll notice with my organization, it follows a functional structure, which means that employees are grouped into specialized roles. And the roles, you'll see some of the roles here, which I'll go through in a second. But those roles are clearly defined, and each function has a department head who reports to a C-level executive, like the COO or the CEO. What you'll notice is that the organizational chart follows a vertical hierarchy, which means that the roles present from top down. And one of the benefits to this is that it provides a clear chain of command. So again, you see here, inventory catalog administrator, they report to the COO, which is the chief operating officer, and the COO reports to the CEO. You also got your front end developer, which will be in charge of like the user interface. They will assist the UX UI designer in the user interface, and how the user interacts with the platform. You got your back end developer, which will be data analytics, things like that. You got your content strategist for social media, and just furthering that online presence. You got your financial analyst who reports to the CFO, the chief financial officer, to kind of help track the financial aspects of the business. And so here we got job roles and responsibilities. It's a lot, but at the top you'll see chief executive officer. They set the overall strategy for the organization. They lead innovation, build investor relations, and they manage the executive team. Again, the executive team will be the CEO, the other C-level executives, the chief operating officer, COO, chief financial officer, CFO, chief technology officer, so on and so forth. Again, you got to touch on it a little bit. You got the chief operating officer. The chief operating officer will oversee daily logistics, supply chain, customer fulfillment, and DME vendor relationships. So all of that. how are the healthcare consumers getting that equipment? Again, we talked about there's a major gap between healthcare consumers who have insurance, and also how are they getting that equipment. Right now, the only way for the consumer to get that equipment is to physically walk in a medical supply store to get this equipment, or physically be present at the hospital to have this equipment delivered to them at the hospital. Physically be in a physical therapy office for the therapist to provide them the medical equipment. But there's no real way for them to get that equipment outside of that, and so that's what the chief operating officer will help with. And you'll see some of the qualifications for these positions. C-level executives, they typically require a bachelor's degree and 8 to 10 years experience to achieve some of those positions. And here you'll see some of the potential salaries with these positions. See the C-level executives, they're well over 6 figures. As you can see with the chart, minus the CCO, he's a little below 6 figures, but I mean $90,000, that's still pretty good, if you ask me. And then you see some of the tech roles. They're getting paid pretty well. Front end developer, $109,000 per year. Back end developer, they're pushing 6 figures, $91,000 a year. UX UI designer, $72,000 a year. Who else we got? Got your marketing department here, making $62,000 a year. Compliance officer, $56,000 a year. That's so this compliance officer, they report to the chief compliance officer. So it's just a step below that, which was why you see the drop in the pay. Don't be confused by that. So yeah, that's my company that I came up with, StrideWell Health. Hopefully we can bring that to fruition. So if any of y'all are interested after we graduate, and if y'all specialize in any of these areas, let me know, because I really think it would be, I really think it's a great opportunity in the medical field. It's a $1 billion industry, and I think it can really solve a lot of issues, especially in the Montgomery area. One of the big issues I've noticed during my time when I was a full-time physical therapist is that a lot of the patients in the area had transportation issues, and so them being able to just order that equipment online or being able to get fitted for that equipment over a telehealth platform, I think that will go a long way. And it's not just Montgomery; it's any area. It could be other areas in the world or in Alabama, for sure. Public transportation is kind of lacking in Alabama, in the state of Alabama in general. So I think that would be a good business to begin. Thank y'all for your time.